time with your life coach. You can always trust this man anytime you need powerful financial advice, powerful marital advice. Today our topic is a very beautiful topic. 10 lessons from atomic habit. 10 lessons from atomic habit. An easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. If you want to succeed in life, you need good habits. You can't have a good life with a bad habit. So, and they say that books are the friends of the wise. Many people say this, where do you get all this knowledge, wisdom? It's from books. If you need wisdom to change your life, you need books. Who is the richest man in the Bible? Is King Solomon. Who is the wisest man in the Bible? Is King Solomon. The more wise you are, the more you know which action to take in any situation, the more you know the best results to surround yourself with. So today our topic is on 10 lessons from atomic habit. I think the author is James Clear. So I'll pick each lesson and I try to explain to the best as I can. So the first one is visible, attractive, easy, and satisfying. He said that when you want to develop a good habit, first make it visible. Secondly, make it attractive. Thirdly, make it easy. And fourthly, make it satisfying. What do you mean make it visible? For instance, if you have a financial goal, me, when I have a financial goal, I make it visible, I write it. We move towards things we see. When you see something, it inspired you to do it. So my financial goal, if you enter my room, I have a big board I've written. This month, I want to earn this amount. This month, by the end of this month, I should achieve this amount. It's there. When I wake up, I see it. When I'm to go to bed, I see it. So it guides me with what I want to do. Or somebody wanted to be eating apple. He bought the apple, he kept it down in the fridge, and it escaped him. Guess what? After 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the apple got rotten. So he now makes it visible. He bought the apple, he kept it on his center table. When he's passing, guess what? He'll pick it and eat. If you don't make your good habit visible, you'll forget it. You'll not be able to do it. So according to James Clear, whatever habit you want to develop, make it visible. So my financial goal is this month I want to earn, let's say, this amount of money. It's on the board. This year, I want to end this year with X amount. I want to start next year with this amount. They are all on them. So when I just enter my room, I will see them. So distraction is very hard to be distracted when your habits, your goals are visible. Secondly, make it attractive. Anytime I achieve my goal, I buy a nice suit for myself. I sew a nice salawai for myself. Sometimes I buy a drink for myself. Sometimes I shoot a beautiful video for you. Make it attractive. When you achieve your goal, celebrate it. Even though you are not yet there yet, but you are progress. You are not also where you used to be. So you have to learn how to make it attractive. Now the third is that make it very, very easy. When you make your goal very hard, difficult, you won't do it. When you make your habit very difficult, for instance, you want to start pressing up, then the first day you want to press up 100. Are you normal? So when you press up 100, the next day can you do it? But if you press up 5, 10, 15, 20, you make it easy, then you'll be able to achieve it. Then the last one, make it satisfying. When you're able to do that press up, drink a nice water, like enjoy yourself, play a nice song, do something, make it satisfying. Now, if you want to stop bad habit, one, make it invisible. Make it invisible. Secondly, make it unattractive. Make it unattractive. Thirdly, make it difficult. When you want to stop something, make it difficult. And then fourthly, make it unsatisfying. Regret after you've done it. So there's a guy, anytime he sees one particular lady, he wants to have sex with her. I said, make her invisible. If she comes, you want to have sex, then don't see her. And anytime he doesn't see her, he's able to control himself. As a secondly, make it unattractive. See her unattractively. So he started to see her unattractive, so he doesn't even feel connected to her. When you make her look attractive, definitely you move towards it. When you make sexual scene attractive, you move towards it. And that's what most these foreign movies are doing. They package sexual scene, look attractive. Then you see a married woman, she's going to give herself to another man because it looks attractive. Anything that looks attractive, people want to walk towards it. So if you don't want to do something, make it unattractive. Now, thirdly, make it difficult. I said make it difficult to reach the lady. Some people can avoid some people. Some people too can only resist people. So people can resist, some too can avoid. For instance, me and my wife, I realized that my wife, she's good with resistance. My wife can have a Sprite malt, the Sprite drink. She'll just put it like this, lie down. She wants it, she can decide not to take it, just lie down like that. She wants it, but she can control, she can resist it. I cannot do that. So what I do is I prefer to come and take it out. So I know I don't have anything, then I'm okay. But to resist, I'm not good with resistance. I prefer to avoid the thing perfectly. So you have to observe yourself. Are you the avoidance type or the resistance type? The resistance type is you can be with that thing. Like if you are somebody who wants to stop taking meat and you always find yourself in an environment where there's so much meat, some people have self-discipline to resist it. But if you cannot find a way to stop being in that environment, so resistance is for people, for some people, avoidance is for some people. So pick your own. So the first lesson I learned from Atomic Habit is that visibility, attractiveness, easiness, and satisfying. If you want to develop a good habit, make it visible, make it attractive, make it easy, and then make it satisfying. And if you don't want to develop a particular habit, make it invisible. Secondly, make it unattractive. Thirdly, make it difficult. And fourthly, make it unsatisfying, sinful, regretful. The second lesson I learned from this book, Atomic Habit, is that the habit is not about achieving something. Habit is about becoming someone. Habit is not about achieving something. It's about becoming someone. So for example, when you set a goal to read a book, the goal is not to read a book. The goal is to become a reader. You see this motivational posting I'm doing? My goal is not to post a motivational video. My goal is to become a world-class motivational speaker. Your habit leads to an identity. Whatever you are doing, you become it. And when you become it, you start to do it. So when you come to developing habit, the goal is not to achieve something. The goal is to become someone. So let's say your room is dirty. Your room is dirty. Let's say your room is dirty and you set a goal to clean it. You went ahead, you clean it, it looks beautiful. If you don't change the habit that make the room dirty, I've given you few days, the room will be dirty again. So the goal of habit is not the action, it's the person you are becoming. So it's very, very important. Let me try to read certain things, then I'll add more light to that. So the second lesson I learned from the book is that the habit is not about achieving something, it's about becoming someone. So the goal is not to read a book, the goal is to become a reader. The goal is not to post motivational video, the goal is to become a motivational speaker, a world-class speaker, like Les Brown, Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, Dr. Eric Thomas. These are the people I want to be like. So I just want you to know that your habit leads to your identity. And your identity determines your habit. So sometimes you ask somebody today, and the person will say, for me, this is who I am. Me, manku beshem bogoma. This is who I am. What the person is trying to tell you is that previously, per their action, they've now come to conclusion this is who they are. Nobody is born to be something. According to research, when you are born, your brain is tabula rasa. It's clean. There's nothing inside. But as you are young, growing up, you saw certain things. You observe certain things. You start to act some of them. You hear certain things. So through observation, you start acting certain way. So at the end of the day, you've now come to conclusion, me, this is who I am. Past your experiences. So I love James Clear, that the actions you take, that the actions you are taking is a reward for the person you are becoming. So any actions you are taking, be careful, you become it. And when you are under stress, be careful of what you take. Because at the end of the day, it becomes your identity. So the second lesson I learned from Atomic Habit is the goal is not about achieving something. The goal is to become someone. So habit is not about achieving something. It's about becoming someone. So I'm not the type who smokes cigarettes, or I don't want to smoke cigarettes. These are two different statements. When somebody says, I'm not the kind of person who smokes cigarettes, that's an identity. Who he is, he doesn't smoke. So would he smoke? But if you say, I don't want to smoke, that means you are a smoker. It's just today you choose not to smoke. So identity is very powerful. It's very, very powerful. So you see me posting motivational video, you think my goal is to put a video. My goal is to become a world-class motivator. It's just the same thing when I go to play football. When you go and play football, before you realize you become a footballer. So your habit leads to your identity. It's very, very important. Now the third lesson I learned from this book is that people often make choices, not because of who they are, but because of where they are. I love this point. That sometimes people make choices not because of who they are, but because of where they are. And there's a story that was, there was a research that was done. I can't remember the date. There was a particular hospital. A lot of people were falling sick due to the kind of food they were eating. They drank alcohol, they take caffeinated drinks, and it's bloating their stomach, it's making them healthy, and the food they eat is rich with fat and oil. There's no healthy food. So they sell junk food for them, and they sell bad drinks for them. Now, one funny thing is that because the people were drinking, taking those junk food, it was having problem on their body. And finally, they will be sent to the hospital. So people were complaining. So the government came in, advised the people, stop eating this, stop taking this. You know, you are supposed not to do that. It didn't work. They brought some people, they come and discipline them. It didn't work. So finally, one lady, let me see whether I can quote her name. Yes, Anton Dick. She's a primary care physician. Anton Dick. She said, if only government will give her a chance, she can change that situation. They said, look at this young lady. You are just a primary care physician. A lot of people came, they couldn't change these people. And you are coming to change their situation. She said that I just need authority, permission. Go ahead. And I can change them. Are you sure? She said, just give me the opportunity. So they gave her the opportunity. So she went to all the fridges closer to the hospital. She separated them. These are drinks, alcohol, caffeinated, and these are bottled water. She packaged them. She went to the food. Those selling fat food, she divided into two. You be here. Healthy food, stay here. And she said, just allow them. Now people came, when people are thirsty, they walk to the fridge, they see alcohol, they see caffeinated drink, they see water, they pick the water and drink. People are hungry, they go out, they see fat food, but they see healthy food, they'll go and buy the healthy food. After some few years, they realized that the amount of intake of caffeine, alcohol was reduced, and the intake of the water and the healthy food was high. So the conclusion was that that sometimes many people that sometimes people often make choices not because of who they are, but because of where they are. Let me tell you, if you just went and play football, you come inside the kitchen and you see your wife, she has fried meat, it's packed there, and you are in the kitchen, there's meat. Even if you don't intend to take meat, you pick some. People make choices not because of who they are, but because of where they are. That was a very powerful statement she made there. So sometimes you see somebody in Ghana, now the person is in USA, America, and they'll be making certain choices and you don't understand. So usually people make choices not because of who they are, but because of where they are. And even when it comes to Ghana, Ghana is surrounded with so many negativity. We keep on telling the people do this, people do this. What options do they have? What are the available alternatives? Even let's come to politics, NDC and NPP. What's the next alternative? So people are forced to choose the only options available. If you want to keep people in slavery, give them limited alternatives. I think that's why I like the Anton Dick experiment. They saw that a lot of people were eating junk food. Junk food. They were drinking caffeinated drinks. She came and she just introduced another alternative by giving fresh, clean water, healthy food. And I like her. She didn't take away the caffeinated drinks and alcohol. No, she still left it there. And she didn't sack those selling fat food. No, she still kept them there. People are wise. When they have better options, they choose it. If you want to change your people, offer them better options. So now people are forced, either you are a nurse or a teacher, or police, or soldier. Like we are limited. We don't have so much options. You admire these foreign people because they have so much options. Available options. Last I just saw a lady, she's very wealthy. They ask her what does she do? That she just play guitar. Somebody just play football. It's beautiful, making money from what you love. Somebody, they just cut hair, and unless you see the houses they are building. Somebody that he just wake up, he will just look for somebody's songs and just comment on it. And he's making money from that. Somebody is just playing football game. He loves it. And he's making money from that. Here in Ghana, if you play football game, I don't know why I can't be. Because we are surrounded with limited options. It's either this or not. So I'm telling you, most people are making decisions not because of that is what they want, but because of where they are. Don't be shocked to find somebody here. The person will travel outside and you see the person making different decisions. It's not because of who they are, it's because of where they are. So if we want to change people, we have to give them better alternatives. That is why I'm shooting some of these videos. Because when you're on TV, what do you watch? You see malams, pastors that you should bring 200 Ghana cedi, they'll give you 2,000. You see spiritual things. When you on telly, some of these musicians are funny musicians. They'll bring women buttocks. They'll be doing it. There are no alternatives. Now, I shoot something like this. I'll send it to a TV station, air it for people, and they don't want to do that. They'll be asking you for some huge amount of money. Where would I get such a money? So I'm limited to YouTube. Those who are serious, you go to YouTube and listen and change your life. That's never sponsorship. How many people are willing to sponsor this kind of program? You let them say Miss Ghana, Miss Northern Region, Miss Stupidity, and see the number of people that will invest their money into it. We encourage foolishness, and when people are foolish, we are now pretending. No. We have to be careful as a nation. We have to identify what we value, the values we cherish. We have to be clear, identify our clarity, our belief system, where we want to move as a country, and build the environment to make things easier for the people. If you are surrounded in a healthy environment, it's easy to make healthy decisions. But when you are surrounded with corrupt environment, many people say these politicians at the beginning, they will come and eat banku with you, speak well. But when they go there, they become so. Even you, if you go there, you will change. Because the environment will change you. We live in a world, if you are not corrupt, you can't survive. We make the corrupt as a norm. If you see somebody has stayed in power for long, he's very corrupt. That's the only way. Immediately you come to fight the system, they will take you out. So a lot of people are making decisions, choices, not because of who they are, not because they want to, but because of where they are. So it's very, 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 very important. So that's why the Quran and the Bible say that bad company, bad environment corrupt good character. I don't care how good character you have. If you're always working with stupid people, if you're always working with people with bad character, it's going to affect your character. Environment is powerful. Environment is very powerful. Yeah, it's very powerful. Now let's go to the fourth lesson. The fourth lesson I learned from Atomic Habit. The fourth lesson I learned from this book is that every habit should have a home, its environment and purpose. So whatever good habit you want to develop, you should have a home, an environment, and a purpose for it. So if you want to be a prayer warrior, you should have a place for it. You should have a shed for it. If you want to rest, you should have an environment for resting. So when you just enter, it is already accustomed for that. So your body, your system will just respond to that. If you want to sleep, you must have an environment for that. If you want to enjoy sex with your spouse, you must have a conducive environment for that. So every habit you want to maintain must have his or her environment. So let me read something small from that. Relaxation is easier when you are in a space designed for that purpose. You can relax in a very sounding negative environment, although there are people who could do that. So their fatigue is in extreme. But in actual fact, you can relax in a very chaos and where children are crying, then bowls are hitting, there's onion around anywhere, peppers, so many things. You can relax there. There must be an environment created for your rest. Some nice sound, the fan AC is on, nobody is disturbing, the light is dim, you are enjoying some cool song, there's a soft drink you are taking. Come on, you are going to get relaxed. So you must have an environment for whatever habit you want to build. It also says that sleep comes easily when it is the only thing that happens in your bedroom. If you are doing stupid stuff in your bedroom, at time you can't sleep in your bedroom. So when you enter my room, a bedroom, I've spread the bed sheet, I've made it look nice. When I wake up, the first thing I do, I spread the bed sheet, I make it look very nice. I dim the lights, I on some small fan, have some nice sound at the background, or maybe listening to Les Brown or Dr. Eric Thomas, some nice, something very good. I'm very auditory. What I hear is very important to me. So when I'm listening, or maybe reading, I'll just lie down reading before I realize I'll go home. I don't do chuku chika in my bedroom. I don't do that. Because I don't want that. Yes. So relaxation is easier when you are in a space designed for that purpose. Sleep comes easily, quickly, when it is only that thing that happened there. Prayers happen easily when you have a place for it. I have a place for my prayers. If you enter my room, I've just kept a sajada. That's my praying place. I have a jalabia. I have a shirt for my prayers. I have my Quran, my tasbih. I have that. Once God said that if any man is afflicted with a problem, the first thing to do is let him pray. Although some of you go and be telling people, no, when I'm afflicted with any problem, the first thing I do, I go to my prayer place. And that place, the problem will be solved. I love Apostle Joshua Salman, that nobody will be in the presence of God and come out without a testimony. I don't care whatever problem is put on me. When I enter that room, that's that place, That's my prayer place. If I wear that shirt, I'm in a war. I'll fight anybody who try to destroy me. And let me tell you something. A guy came to me and he was telling me that somebody called him, he's a criminal. And that for the past 2 weeks, he couldn't sleep. Anytime he thinks about it, it's hurting him. I said, are you a criminal? That no. I said, good. That the person also said, he's a stupid fool. I said, are you a stupid fool? That no. I said, list important people in your life for me. He lists them. I said, is this guy who said this thing, is he among the important people in your life? That no. I said, why would you let an unimportant person, what he says about you, you are not that thing to be affecting you. So I've given you 1 hour, be worried about it. The rest of the hour, if you are worried, is your choice. I am very worried about what God says about me. If my wife is not happy with me, I'm worried about that. If my son is not happy with me, I'm worried about that. If my mom and my dad, I'm worried about important people in my life. If you're not important in my life, whatever you say means nothing to me. It will never worry me. Are you important in my life? No. Stupid fool. Am I stupid? You are rather stupid fool. Don't let anybody who is not important in your life, what they say, have much problem on you. Don't let that happen. God said, do not do ABCD. I was reading Quran and I saw a place, Joseph and Nabi Yusuf. He get to a point, he either have sex with his master wife or he goes to prison. And he chose the prison. And I just admire him for that. And I ask most of my colleague youth, they will prefer that. They will chop the sex. They will go for the sex. Instead, you don't even have this ultimate move. Look at Joseph, Yusuf. That is why he was blessed. Instead of him to have the sex, he would rather please Allah. So these are the things I want to hear. So I ask myself, God, how can I be in that position whereby I will choose you rather than my flesh? These are the comments of God that worry me. Not what some stupid, unimportant person says. Hey, you can never have it. I know who I am. I know how valuable I am to my colleague youth. I know what I'm doing. I know who I am. If you are ungrateful, unappreciated, that's your issue. I don't have a problem with that. If you are miserable, a lot of people are miserable. They are frustrated and they need people to dump them on. If you allow it, they will put it on you. So this is not part of the shoot, but I just feel like, let me add it for you. So every habit should have a home, its environment and purpose. So prayers happen easily when you are in a place for it. If you need behaviors that are stable and predictable, you need an environment that is stable and predictable. Wow. If you need your behavior to be predictable and stable, then you need an environment that is stable and predictable. And you need a company as well, like friends as well, that are also stable and predictable. Now look at something. Someone become addicted. There was a very young guy who was addicted to drugs in where he used to stay, the environment. So they tried to cure him, it wasn't going through. So somebody who knew about this principle, they picked that person from that environment and they sent him to a different clinic. After 3 years, the guy was okay. He was okay. The mistake they made was that they sent the boy back to the environment he was addicted. After a year, he tried to resist it. His friends came. He tried to resist it. Things were coming. Oh, the next 2 years, he became a drug addict again. I don't know why we undermine the power of environment. I don't care how good behavior you have. If you're in a bad environment, you can resist for a year, for 2 years, for 3 years, for 4 years. But eventually, if the environment does not change, or you don't change the environment, or you don't run away, you become the environment. Environment is powerful. That is why sometimes when God wants to change people's destiny, He changes your environment. Whether it's Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Look at when he was born in Mecca. But when God wanted to change his life, He has to send him to Medina. Whether it's Joseph, even me personally, from Kumasi, Abu Abu number 2, God picked me direct to Tamale. First from northern region, just send me to northern region. Now I could see my life is changing. Sometimes when God wants to change your destiny, He changes your environment. If you are used to in a particular environment, changing yourself becomes difficult. Become useful becomes difficult. Because even if you want, you even start making effort to change yourself, the elders will start, we know you chose this small boy, what are you doing? What bukata would you have? They start cursing you because they were also cursed. Don't blame them. Don't judge them. Just thank God and follow God's plans. He has better plans for you. But sometimes we resist it. God, why you changing me? I'm used to this. This one is more comfortable. Life is not about comfort. It's about meaningful. It's about usefulness. It's about significance. It's about being important. It's about being valuable. River have been bringing water, but the river doesn't take the water itself. Plants have been producing fruits, but they don't take it themselves. It's not about comfort. Life is not about comfort. It's about being useful, being used for a purpose. This is my purpose. I wake up, I do this. People talk, TikTok, people call me how much I've transformed their life. Say, no, it's God that does that. Maybe He just used me, but it's God. So what I want you to understand is that your environment is powerful. And if you want to change your environment, if you want to change yourself, you must change your environment. And sometimes your environment is not limited to only the physical environment. The things you see, the things you listen to, the books you read, the friends you surround yourself with, the food you eat, your daily activities are also your environment. So choose wisely. Now let's go to the fifth lesson. The fifth lesson I learned from Atomic Habit is that associate habit with positive experiences. If you want to develop a habit, associate that habit with positive experiences. So for example, instead of saying I have to read, say I get to read. It's an opportunity. How many people could read? So instead of saying I have to read, say I get to read. Instead of saying I have to go and teach these children, say I get to teach the children. I get to mold people's mind. It's an opportunity. I get opportunity to inspire the youth. I get to mold people's thinking. That's a great opportunity. It's not a burden. It's an opportunity. I have to cook. No. I get to cook for my family. One woman told me, I'm going to cook for that man. It's an opportunity to cook for your husband. I get to cook for the family. Appreciate it. Honor your struggle. Make it look beautiful. I'm going to shoot. I have an opportunity. I get to shoot. Do you know how beautiful it is to get opportunity to shoot? I get to choose. I get to shoot. Some people wake up and they are dead. Some are at the hospital. So it's an opportunity. I get to do things. So associate positive words, positive experience. I have to have sex with that man. That's your husband. I get to have sex with my husband. I get to satisfy that unique man. I'm going to have sex with that woman. That's your woman. I get to have sex with this lady. I get to train my children. Stop taking things for granted. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. And God said that if you are grateful, He will bless you with more. You are not grateful. Don't be ungrateful. Have you forgotten when you needed that thing? I have to go to that job. 2012, you were praying to get that job. Now you have it. Look at the way look at your attitude. I get to go to that job. Look at this is all my pay. 2014, you were praying for that pay. I get to receive something. There are people who receive nothing. You know, when I was coming, I posted a video on my TikTok. and the guy was earning 160 million a month. And he called me that I should help him manage his money. I said, what do you mean? He called me. We started talking. And I saw the house he's renting, the home he's renting, the monthly deduction is not easy. The home he's renting, he lives in Accra. The car he owns, the maintenance, the fueling is not easy. The schools the children are going. At the end of the day, when we look at the amount, the 160 million, I realize that yes, it's not enough for the guy. Now there's somebody's earning 500 cedi. He just needs 300 to be added to 800. What kind of life are we living? Somebody have 160 million and it's not enough. And so somebody just needs 300 added to his 500 cedi. What a world. So I've realized that human desires are many. As money comes into your pocket, you see your heart desire increase. As is increasing, you're also increasing. 160 million. And when we do the home, how much they deduct him every month, the car he owns, and the kids, and the woman he was with, she's a high-class girl. The spending she spent on it, at the end of the 160 million, it was nothing. We must be careful. Now there's another guy, I think he was having 24,240 million, but there's a particular car he needs. That car is 75,000. He called me. Mr. Enos, I need a loan. I need help to be able to buy this car. I said, if you can't afford twice of a want, don't buy it. Stop stressing yourself. I said, how much do you have? That 24,000. I said, you can't afford it. I need it. I need that car. Now look at something. There's a story of someone I read in Nigeria. When he started his business, he makes money to a point he could afford a brand new car. Do you know what he bought? A used motorbike. Like, this is a guy, he can afford a brand new car, but he bought a used motorbike. He was walking. Then when the money comes, he can afford brand new car. He bought a used motorbike. He was using it. Then he could buy airplane. Now he bought a used car. Like how people see you. Let the amount of your wealth to be more than how people see you. Most of you care so much about how people see you than what you really have. Now you have 24,000, 240 million. You want 75 million. He forced and went and picked a loan and bought that car. Now there's a lady he wants to win. And if not that car, he might not win that lady. Fortunately, he won that lady. But I advise him not to do it. Last year or so, I was riding on my motorbike. He was in his car, traffic, he passed and saw me. He knocked me a horn. That he has been able to afford the car. I said, I wish you all the best. After a year, I don't see him on the car again. I said, what happened? That a part spoiled. And when they wanted to buy that part, the amount of money, it was serious. So the car is parked there. He can't fuel. I said, what about the lady? The lady is gone. You see, a woman's vagina cannot be bought. So, yes, he have sex with the lady, but she still has her vagina with her. Now she'll go and get another man to continue. You've lost your property, you've lost your money, you've lost your place. Now the loan will be deducting you. It's natural for her. A woman can never make you a man. Your work, your meaning, your usefulness makes you a man. It's an opportunity to be with a woman who loves you. You get to be with a woman. There are 8.3 billion men she could have chosen to be with. She chose to be with you. There are 8.3 billion women you could have been with. You choose to be with her. So you people love each other. That's all. But unfortunately, others are chasing other things, cutting their coats more than their size. And you are going to live a very frustrated life if you don't stop. Now let's go to The sixth lesson I learned from Atomic Habit, that develop a healthy way of reducing stress. Develop a healthy way of reducing stress. Normally, our actions are based on, there are two reasons for anybody's actions. Either to gain something, you desire something, you want it, so you take action to get it, or you are in pain, you take action to relieve yourself from that pain. These are the only two actions. Either you want to get something, you are taking that action, or you want to reduce pain, you want to take away pain. That is why you are doing something. So if you want to develop a healthy habit, this is what it does. Develop a healthy way of reducing your stress. Many people smoke when they are very stressful. So if you have a better way of handling your stress, you will never develop bad habits. Some people, when they are very stressed, they smoke to reduce their stress. You, when you are stressed, what do you do? Is it a healthy way or not? Because the actions you are taking to reduce the stress soon it will become your identity. Now it will possess you. So a time will come. For now, you are choosing to take the alcohol. Or you are choosing to smoke. A time will come, the smoke will possess you. So even if you don't feel like smoking, it will tell you, go and smoke. You become a slave to the smoking. So some people, when they are really stressed, they smoke. Others, they drink. They only drink when they are very stressful. And when they drink, guess what? The stress goes away. Others too, they have sex. When they are very stressful and they get a good sex, they are okay. Others to gossiping. When they are very stressful, they just need a partner to gossip with and they will be okay. These are all unhealthy way of handling stress. So my wife was telling me she was very stressful. I said, go for a massage. She went for that massage. When she came, she thanked me. When you are stressful, find healthy ways of handling your stress. Me personally, when I'm very stressful, if it is a spiritual stress, I pray, I recite Quran, or maybe I fast, or maybe I do sadaqah, or I listen to Qira'ah. That is, if it's a spiritual stress, I feel spiritual attack stress. These are the things I do. I pray, I recite Quran. If it's very serious, I fast, I do sadaqah, and I listen to Qira'ah. I don't care whatever stress it is, it will take away. Now, but if I realize that it's not a spiritual stress, I'll just listen to good music. And when the music is nice, I'll share it on Instagram, I'll share it on WhatsApp. I love good music. If I get a music that is very touching, that is very beautiful, I'll take it. I also love watching inspirational movies. Movies about love, movies about marriage, movies about inspiration, movies about entrepreneurship. I love those type of music, and when those type of movies, and when I watch it, reduce my stress. Or maybe going for a massage is also help. Or maybe if I get a nice book, and I get a nice sound at the background, soft sound while reading the books. Come on, I'm in a different level. So everybody, some too, when they are under stress, they just want to be silent, or friendship. So this book is saying that, how do you handle your stress? Is it a healthy way or unhealthy way? Because it's a small habit that is built in our identity. It will have an impact on you. So it's very, very important. Let's go to the 7th point. That with enough practice, the useless movement fades away. With enough practice, the useless movement fades away. Now there's a researcher, a renowned psychologist named Edward Thorndike. In 1898, he had an enclosed environment, a box, and he brought animals. He put them inside. So if these animals want to come out, there's a place they will just press, either with their hands or legs, and it will open. But unfortunately, they didn't know. So when they just come into the room, you see that they'll be using their body, heating the environment, heating the surrounding, heating, 30 minutes. When they are now tired, they'll just use their leg and heat the thing, and it will open and they'll go out. So the first group of animals, the first time when he kept them inside, it took them 30 minutes. When they are now tired, they press on the thing, it opened. He kept them back again after a while. 20 minutes, they struggle. After a while, they pressed the thing, it opened. He kept them, the third group. When he kept them inside, 10 minutes, they struggle. 10 minutes, they click on the thing and went out. He kept them again, 5 minutes. He kept them again, 1 minute. A time came when he just put them, they just press that thing. So the conclusion of the study was that with enough practice, the useless movement fades away. I remember when I started my motivational career, I did a lot of useless movement, but now they are fading away. With enough practice, the useless movement fade away. You become successful. If you want to succeed as a motivator, it has, you see, there's that blue line is there. Those who know, they'll just click on it and they will come out. But if you don't know, you have to hit it. It takes experience. Now I've seen young guys, young motivators coming out. I've seen them making some of the mistakes I did. And until they come to me to guide them, they will make a lot of useless movement. If they are not lucky, they will lose time, lose resources, lose themselves. So with enough practice, the useless movement, because if you don't practice it, you don't know which movement is useless. And trust me, the time I was making those movements, I thought they are thought-provoking movements, not knowing they were wrong. They were wrong movement. But fortunately now, I'm also beginning to, my wrong movement are fading away. So I'm moving closer to the success like that. The eighth point is that, the eighth lesson I learned from this book is that there is internal pressure to maintain your self-image and behave in a way that is consistent with your belief system. So here he talks about belief, not identity. So according to Tony Robbins, if you believe you are not good in maths, be honest, would you study maths seriously? No. So if you don't study maths seriously, when you write exams, would you pass? No. So when you fail, you say, you see, I told you, I'm not good in maths. You see, I already know I'll fail in that. You see, I'm not. Anytime you already believe you are not good in something, your actions, you act in a way to show that your belief is true. So because you believe you are not good in maths, you not take serious studies to it. And when you fail, you say, I already told you I'm not good in maths. Even with a lady, if you are to go into a lady and you don't believe you get that lady, you take stupid actions. Then when you fail, you say, I already said it. So beliefs are powerful. But if you believe you get that lady, you put in enough effort, guess what? You get her. Then you said, I already knew I'll get her. So beliefs are powerful. If you want to change your habit, you must believe you can. It's very, very important. The ninth point is, many people try to change their habit without clarity. Many people try to change their habit without clarity. So you say, I'm going to read, I'm going to eat healthier, I'm going to work more, I'm going to write more. But if you don't add when and where, and you just leave it to chance, when are you going to do it? You want to exercise, when and where. But if you don't give this clarity, you will never do it. I'm going to read, when? When am I going to read? Where? So don't just say, I'm going to do something. Add the where and the when. So for example, you can say something like this. I will exercise for 1 hour at 6 a.m. in my football park or in my local gym. I will exercise for 1 hour at 6 a.m. in my local gym. So if two people, one say, I'm going to exercise one day, and the other guy said, I will exercise for 1 hour at 6 a.m. in my local gym today. Which of these people are likely to do that action? The second guy. So one of the reasons why you think you are procrastinating is because you are not setting your goals properly. Or you can say, I will make my partner a cup of tea at 8 a.m. in the kitchen or in the morning. So when you are setting a goal with regard to your habit, where and when is very, very important. Now let's go to the last point, the 10th point. Use your temptation to build your habit. Use your temptation to build your habit. There's this man, anytime he wants to go and exercise, guess what? He likes watching movies on Netflix. So the Netflix, he watch it and then the time will pass. By the time he realizes he can't go to exercise. So when they say use your temptation to build your habit, so now what he does is that anytime he exercises, he watch the Netflix. So anytime he feel like watching the Netflix, he just went and go and exercise. When he comes, he watch the Netflix. So use your temptations to build your habit. Exactly. So another way is that you can reward yourself. If somebody acts in a good behavior and you reward it, the person will act again. So even you yourself, if you read a book, reward yourself. Buy yourself a drink. If you do something very meaningful, reward yourself. If you make a decision and follow through, reward yourself. There's something in part of our brain that get activated. But if somebody does something good to you and you don't reward it, or somebody do something bad and you reward it, they will continue. I know a guy who told me his wife ABCD. The issue is that anytime she do something stupid, he reward her. He reward bad habit. So she continued to do it. Any action that is rewarded will be done again. So if you don't like a particular action, don't reward it. It's very, very important. Well, I've come to the end of my speech. I'm well known with this statement. Status in the world is not defined by what work you do, but by how well you do it. It doesn't matter what you do, whatever you do, give it your all, and everyone around you shall benefit from it. And be givers in life. Don't wait for people to show you love. Give love first. And remember what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, that la yu'minu ahadukum hatta yuhibba li akhihi ma yuhibba li nafsihi. That none of you is truly a believer until you wish for your brother what you wish for yourself. Myself, Mr. Nuruddin, John Gamale, Mr. Ibrahim, the entire TMP studio, we wish ourselves the best and we wish you guys too the best. God bless you. Bye-bye. And try and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Assalamu alaikum. My goal is to hit 10K. Help me to hit it. Bye-bye.